I have some more sad news to report about the passing of a notable individual, uh, a man who probably is not known by most millennials, but if you're my age and definitely older, you will remember Bernie Casey. Bernie Casey, former movie actor, former professional football player, artist, died yesterday at the age of 78 in a Los Angeles hospital after battling a brief illness. Bernie Casey was born in 1939. In high school, he was a track and field star. Because of his athletic ability, he earned a scholarship for Bowling Green University. After attending that university, he was drafted in the NFL, and he actually played 8 seasons in the NFL, both for the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. In his 8 years there, he amassed over 5,000 receiving yards, which is very impressive for the era that he played in. And he collected 40 touchdowns. His last year in the professional league, he earned a Pro Bowl berth. But surprisingly, probably to many people, he chose to leave the NFL and go back to college and earn his master's degree in the arts, and also a move similar to a person who he would co-star in several films with, Jim Brown. He chose to go into the movies. And I read just recently that he saw football as more just a job, a gig. He didn't love it, and that his passion was the arts. And he started doing movies in 1969. Around this particular time, in 1969, this is when a new genre was starting to become popular, called blaxploitation films. And with these particular films, what you would see are black actors oftentimes being recreated in recreating roles that were more popular or were popular in past times, as far as like gangster movies. Basically, they were just taking movies that had been popular, that were portrayed by white actors, and just recreating it with black actors. Like I said, whether it was gangster movies, whether it was Dracula films, whether it was horror movies, what have you. What I remember about Bernie Casey was one of the earliest things I've ever seen. Of course, I wasn't alive when it was actually made, but one of the earliest roles I've seen of him that I've watched was it was a black version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the character that he played was Dr. Henry Pride, and I think the film was called Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde. And speaking earlier of Jim Brown, he did 3 films with Jim Brown, one called Tick, 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 the other one was Black Gun, and the third one, of course, is an absolute classic and a parody of sorts of blaxploitation films, and an absolute comedy classic from 1988, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. And that really, to me, is his signature role. When I think of Bernie Casey, I think of Jack Slade. I mean, that's just who I think of when I think of Bernie Casey. But of course, he was in other roles. He was Colonel Rumbus in Spies Like Us. You know, he was in what was his character's name in that movie? Let me look it up. I forget it. UN something. UN Jefferson. That's right. Revenge of the Nerds. He was the UN Jefferson. Different movies over the years. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Another 48 Hours. That's right. He was another 48 Hours. Kirkland Smith. You know, repay your debt to me. You know, that shit. Under Siege. You know, so he was in The Glass Shield with Ice Cube. Babylon 5 television series. Did voiceovers as well. Largely retired from acting in 2007, but another legendary actor has passed from the scene. Rest in peace, Bernie Casey.
Hey, Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah. All cleaned in oil.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.